Miles Sanders has no choice but to ball out the season. He has no other option. Miles Sanders is entering the final year of his contract with the Philadelphia Eagles. And let's just add some context. Miles Sanders was drafted by the Philadelphia Eagles in the second round, 53rd overall in the 2019 NFL Draft. And honestly, Miles Sanders has had, I would call, a rather up and down campaign with the Philadelphia Eagles. He came into the league at 22 years of age, and he's 24, going on 25 right now. Now, we all know how the NFL treats running backs. We all know how these organizations don't like to really pay running backs, especially as they begin to age, especially if they're showing signs of decay and they have a turbulent injury history. Miles Sanders, in his 3-year career thus far, he's played 16 games his rookie season. He played 12 games his 2020 season. And in 2021, he only played 12 games again. Now, from a numbers perspective, Miles Sanders has always been able to give you versatile numbers. He's never been a 1,000-yard rusher, but he's always given you over 1,000 yards from scrimmage. At the very least, he did that 2 out of the 3 seasons with Philadelphia. In his rookie season, he gave you 818 rushing yards, 3 rushing touchdowns, averaged 4.6 yards per attempt, and he gave you over 500 receiving yards, 3 receiving touchdowns, and averaged 10 yards per reception, giving you a total of 1,327 yards from scrimmage. And in 2020, he gave you 867 rushing yards, 6 rushing touchdowns, averaging just over 5 yards per attempt. And then he gave you 197 receiving yards, averaging 7 yards per reception. And that's a total of 1,064 yards from scrimmage. And then in 2021, he regressed again. He gave you 754 rushing yards, no rushing touchdowns, 158 receiving yards, no receiving touchdowns, and only 912 yards from scrimmage. That's not going to cut it for someone who's looking for a big payday at the running back position. If Miles Sanders is going to stay in Philadelphia, and again, this is all contingent on the kind of season he has this year. Let's not act like Miles Sanders hasn't been productive. He's been very productive for the Philadelphia Eagles. But this past season, arguably, was his worst season in the Philadelphia Eagles uniform. But that's not by accident. The injuries have been a problem for him. 2 years in a row, he's been knocked out at the 12-game mark. And that can't continue to be the problem, especially if you're trying to be a premier back, especially if you're trying to be the lead back for the Philadelphia Eagles or in the NFL in general. At this rate, he's better utilized as that rotational running back. He's going to start for you, but you need to have a 1-2 punch in order to get the most out of Miles Sanders, and that's pretty much what the numbers are saying. Now, I've watched Miles Sanders. I've watched every game with Miles Sanders, seen him in training camp, preseason, regular season, seen him in the playoffs here and there. And Miles Sanders just can't seem to stand the test of time when it comes to the regular season. I want the best for Miles Sanders. I want Miles Sanders to get everything he's owed. But locking up so much money at the running back position for someone who can barely get past 12 games for 2 consecutive seasons is sort of a liability. And you have to be careful whether or not you want to commit that much money to him. But look, Miles Sanders is averaging 5 yards an attempt for his career. So when he rushes the ball, he gets yards. That's not the issue. But he has to stay healthy. That's the biggest problem with Miles Sanders. And on top of that, he's regressed as a pass catcher. He took a drastic drop from putting up over 500 yards receiving his rookie season and then not even scratching 200 yards 2 seasons in a row in receiving yards. That's not going to cut it. And then he didn't put up not one single touchdown this past season. Now, that may be the Jalen Hurts effect. You know, Jalen Hurts does that RPO, that read option, and Jalen Hurts tends to tuck the ball and run the ball on himself rather than giving it to the running backs. That could be a reason why he doesn't have as many touchdowns as he could or any at all. But that still doesn't give Miles Sanders an excuse for not being productive when he does have the ball and also not being able to stay healthy. Again, sometimes the injury bug is the injury bug. You can't do nothing about it. It is what it is. But if he can do anything to take better care of his body, he has to do so, especially if he's looking for another contract from the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, who knows? If he doesn't return after his 4th season with us, he may get a contract elsewhere. But I highly doubt that it'll be a big one because, again, these organizations are afraid to commit so much money to these running backs. Now, Philadelphia, they have and out in the situation. They can cut Miles Sanders at any point. He has his cap hit is less than 500,000, but they're not going to do that. He's their best running back easily, and again, he's averaging just over 5 yards an attempt for his career. So he's a productive running back. He can be a home run hitter. We've seen it. He just has to stay healthy, and I believe in Miles Sanders. I absolutely do. But it's put up or shut up time. You're entering the 4th year of your rookie deal. You were a 2nd-round pick, so you don't have that 5th-year option, and you have to show the Philadelphia Eagles what your value is. You have to show that the running game is not the same without you, and we've seen it. But at the same time, we were able to still make do with guys like Boston Scott, and Jordan Howard this past season. Now, Kenny Gainwell is somebody who's looking for more touches. So if he can't stay healthy at that running back position, Kenny Gainwell is going to come in and take those snaps. Boston Scott's going to come in and take those snaps. Who knows, the Eagles may bring in an undrafted rookie or draft a running back to take those snaps if Miles Sanders can't stay healthy. But it's all on Miles Sanders. It's all on his shoulders. He has to do what he needs to do to make sure he stays on the field. And it's straight like that, you guys. Comment below and tell me what you guys think about Miles Sanders' future in Philadelphia. Do you guys think he has a strong chance of securing another contract? Do you guys believe that he can actually crack 1,000 yards as a rusher, even though that's actually not as hard to do these days with the 17-game season? But regardless, do you guys think he can give you at minimum 1,300 to 1,400 yards from scrimmage with a combination of rushing and receiving yards? And can he get a touchdown this season? That's all we're asking for, right? So you guys comment below and tell me what you guys think about the Miles Sanders situation. And tell me, do you guys actually believe he will be here for the long haul? Make sure you guys like the video, and also make sure you guys are subscribed if you're new to the content. I'm your humble host, Tone DeShields II from Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. One love, stay humble, stay healthy, most importantly, stay hungry.